Hello, Chemistry 11. This is Mr. Chan, and this is just a simple demo of a distillation apparatus that I would normally do in my regular Chemistry 11 class. What I have here right now is I have a Bunsen burner going on, so I'm just going to get this heated. So just to show you what's going on. Now, so a distillation apparatus is basically an apparatus where you use to separate two different solutions based upon their distinctive boiling points. Now, this is characteristic of mixtures. Remember, for mixtures, what happens is when you mix two substances together, what happens is they retain their own unique characteristics. And distillation takes advantage of that. What I have in here is basically a blue liquid. What it is basically nothing fancy, just regular water and food coloring. Now, I'm applying heat to it right now. I don't know if you can see the Bunsen burner, okay? And so right now it's heating the chemical, all right, in this case, water. And what it's doing is that it's creating a vapor, and the vapor will then come across into this cooling coil. And what it will happen is it'll get condensed, and you'll get water out of it. Now, in this particular cooling coil, you see there's a little coil in here. So what happens is the vapor goes in, all right, and it gets cooled by the water that's surrounding it here. So this is why you have a little tube inside here and a tube up here. Now, if I were to lift this particular tube, I don't know if you can see this, right by my left arm here, you see water draining out. So the water comes in through the tube, surrounds this sort of collection tube, and what happens is that it will condense the steam that comes out. Now, what happens is when this particular vessel gets to 100 degrees Celsius, what happens is at 100 degrees Celsius, what will happen is the water will turn into steam and it will be collected. Now, what's happening in regards to the food coloring? Because the food coloring is a different substance, it will have a different boiling point, and as a result, what will happen is that it will not boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, if I move around here, I don't know if you want to concentrate on here. Some of you might see that it's a little bit of a bubble. Okay, so what you're noticing right now is, don't know if you can see it, but what you get is you get a little bit of bubbling. Now, so as it's bubbling, steam is being collected. You'll see up here where I have the thermometer. And right now I'm taking a look at the thermometer. It's about 100 degrees Celsius. Now, let me just turn this down a little bit. And so what's happening right now is the steam is being collected, all right? It's being cooled down. And eventually, if enough steam is collected and it's condensed, what will happen is that you will get pure water. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this run a little bit. What you can do is you can turn this up to double the speed, okay? Or I'm going to turn this up to double the speed. And what you will see is eventually you will see that there's going to be water coming out. So I'm just going to pause the video right here for a second. And then what happens is I will restart once we start collecting. All right, it's been a couple of minutes. And so what happens is we've been collecting more steam. I'd like you to draw your attention to this little tip right here where my finger is. And what you will notice is, I don't know if I can put this here. What you should notice is, I'm just going to zoom it in, is that you will see that there is some water that's being produced. Let me see if I can zoom that in. No, I cannot. Okay. But you will notice that there's a little bit of drippiness. Okay. And what's happening is in this particular beaker, what I'm getting is actually pure water. So the steam is being collected, condensed down this tube, And what happens is you get your water here. So notice I started with a solution and I ended off with a pure substance here, pure water. Now, if this wasn't a beaker, if this wasn't a lab situation, I could drink this water and it would be perfectly fine. Okay, so this is a distillation apparatus that takes advantage of the different physical properties of mixtures. And in this case, at 100 degrees Celsius, water turns to steam. I can collect that and I get my water, pure water back. And what will be eventually left in here is the few drops of food coloring that I put in before. And because food coloring has different characteristics that haven't changed, it does not come off as steam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the distillation demo that I want to show you to talk about chemical and physical properties of pure substances and mixtures. All right, thank you very much. Have a good day.